Traveling Black Women podcast. Today, we have a bonus episode for you. 2 years ago, I interviewed Amelia, better known as Black German Traveler. This was a part of a series called Voices from the Diaspora. This interview was so much fun. So tune in as we run it back and learn a little bit about Amelia's experience traveling around the United States as a Black German traveler.
So let's go all the way back to you talking about America and visiting America. Like I'm interested to know what it's like from the outside looking in.
Yes, visiting America is so lit. My favorite city in the world right now is like New York, but Miami was lit.
Yes. Yes.
You know, it was so lit. I canceled my flight.
What did you do?
I was in Miami and I was like, I don't feel like leaving tomorrow. Canceled my bus ticket first. One day later, I don't feel like leaving tomorrow. Canceled my flight.
Oh my God.
Yes. And then I had to book a new flight.
That is something else. So what did you like about it? Just the partying, just being out on the beach?
The weather, the beach, the sun, the people, the parties, the cocktails, everything. The man. The man.
Mojitos? Yes. Miami mojitos? Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Like, I had the time of my life.
Oh, my goodness. Where did you go? Like, what parts?
At South Beach I was.
Uh-huh.
Lincoln Road.
Okay.
And Ocean Drive.
Okay, look at you. Like, man, tell me about LA.
LA is nice.
Yeah.
Very.
Oh my goodness.
Like the cars in LA, I was like, we don't have this in Europe, I think. For me, everything looked so rich. Like, I feel like I'm in a movie.
That's so funny. Because like when I was in Germany, I was feeling like, wow, everybody has a Mercedes. Like, this is so dope, you know?
Really? I don't feel that in Germany.
So I've only been to Frankfurt and Berlin.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, the taxi cab was a Mercedes? This is so nice.
Really? No, I never felt like this in Germany.
Really? See, that's the crazy thing, right? The crazy thing
I lived there.
Experiencing it from the outside.
Yes, I was like, I saw Exhibit in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I always saw him Pimp My Ride before. And then Exhibit was standing in front of me and I was like,
this is him.
LA is so lit.
Man, I cannot believe I've never been. Like, I've never.
Should definitely go.
I have to. I think I want to go this summer. Like, you really inspired me. Like, I feel like I'll meet people and I'll say, you know, I'm from America or whatever. And they're like, oh, yeah, I've been to all these different places. And I'm just like, oh, I haven't been there. I haven't been there either. Like, I've been to Miami.
Why?
And I've definitely been to New York. But
why?
I don't know. Everywhere else is just so much interesting than home for whatever reason. I don't know. It's not good.
Interesting.
Yeah. I have to travel around the States more. I really do.
I love America.
Really?
Like everywhere you go is so different. And I'm like, it's just one country.
Yeah, because imagine if we were just broken up into little countries. Like, I feel like some of our states are about the size of some European countries.
Mm-hmm, some, yeah.
Yeah.
But also I like Las Vegas.
Really?
Oh my God.
What do you love about it?
For the rich people. Like, really, it was because they have like the Eiffel Tower, then the Brooklyn Bridge, and I felt like I was everywhere in the world just being in one place.
Yes.
And I've never seen something like this before.
Yeah.
I was in Vegas and didn't take the bus to LA?
No.
Like, it's so close.
I don't even think I knew there was a bus to LA from Vegas.
FlixBus. Yeah, FlixBus, like $20.
Really? See, I'm learning more about the US right now.
Yes, 5 hours drive, like $20.
Really? And you said 5 hours?
Yeah, just 5 hours. It was like I slept 5 hours. I was fine.
Oh, wow. I did not know that. So you traveled around the U.S. like pretty cheaply. Like you were able to like really do it in a budget.
Definitely.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Nice. You can really get a weekend here in Atlanta on a budget.
I have to make a plan for you.
Right. Okay. A plan for America.
Yes.
I've always said I wanted to go back to Germany. Like I did Frankfurt back in 2010 because I wanted to go see the Christmas markets. And then in 2012, I wanted to go to a Beyonce concert. I was living in Abu Dhabi and they had Beyonce was there. And I was just like, it was like 6 of us. And we were just like, let's just go for a concert and stay for the weekend and check out Berlin. And that's my...
You were at the same concert like me.
Yeah, really?
I was there.
Really?
Yes, I was also there.
Oh, small world. And being like, there are so many Black people here. This is dope. I did not expect that.
This is Berlin. This is Berlin.
Yeah. So how do you feel just as a Black traveler in the world? Like just doing your thing, you know, like what do you feel like when you're going to all these places?
I feel like I'm blessed because when I travel, I don't meet a lot of Black like women like me traveling. And if I meet them, they're most from America or from Nigeria.
Oh, really?
And if I tell them I'm from Angola, and they'll be like, I've never met an Angolan traveler. And I'm like, what?
Now, when you think about your family members and your friends that are Angolan, is that pretty like accurate, or is it kind of like, no, they just haven't seen anybody yet?
I don't know. I'm always surprised because they act like this. But I also never met an other Angolan traveler.
Okay.
Yes, always from Ghana, America, Nigeria. That's all. So let me tell you how I got my name.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to see like some experiences from Black travelers around the world, and especially from Germany. So I went on YouTube looking for Black travelers who live in Germany, and I couldn't find any. And I was like, if I cannot find it, I'm gonna be one.
That's exactly it. That's it. That's what we do, right? As Black women,
yes.
If it doesn't exist, we recreate it.
Yes, because it was like just a weekend trip, and I was like, are you serious? Or even was people from America moving to Germany talking about this. And I'm like, but I'm sure women from Germany also traveled who are Black.
Right. That's because that slot was open for you.
Yes, I was like, no, I have to do that now. Yeah. So that's why I have my name like this.
And I'm glad you did, because that's the first thing that I noticed. Like the first thing I was like, Black German traveler. I was like, oh, okay. So I think... I remember, I can't remember how I stumbled across one of your videos, but I stumbled across one of your videos, and it was an older video, like a video of Maldives. And like, you were walking around, and you were like showing everything. And I was like, Black German traveler. I was like, that is so interesting. Like, I never even think about all the different types of traveling Black women. Like, because I'm American, you know, the assumption is when I say traveling Black women, I'm speaking just to Black Americans. Yes. But it's like, no, like there are so many traveling Black women around the world that just are out here doing their thing. Like, I love it. So how many countries have you been to?
I think 29.
Okay.
And next month, 30.
Yes. So what's the 30th country?
Do you want to know?
Yes.
I'm about to go to Jamaica.
What do you think that's going to be like?
I'm telling you, since I booked my flight, I can't sleep.
Really? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It was always a dream.
Really?
Yes. Because it's like so far away, and I stayed in London for 6 months and went all these Jamaican parties. And I was like, if it's a party like this in London, how it's gonna be in Jamaica?
Right, exactly. Oh, that's awesome. You're gonna have a ball. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have the time of my life.
Yes. So you know where you have to go next, where you have to put on your list next. Trinidad. That's where my family is from.
Okay.
Yeah, so Trinidad Carnival. You got to put that on your list.
I will let you know. I will let you know for sure.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're going to have a ball.
I'm open to explore new countries.
Yeah.
As long as they're far from Europe.
So what's the strangest thing that you've ever experienced abroad?
It's like men trying to hold your hands. It's like they be calling you and you ignore them. And then they touch your hands and being like, I'm calling you. And I'm like, I heard you, I ignored you.
Like, I heard you. Go away.
So it just felt like weird to me, because even if you have a fake ring, some men don't, but some don't respect that. So I've always to say, like, I'm here with my husband. I have to call my father.
Yeah.
So I had like really bad experience in Malta about men like following me.
Really?
Yes. because I was looking for my accommodation and Google Maps brought me to the wrong place. So, and one man saw me struggling with my bags. And he was like, where do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, somewhere close here. And then he said, you have to go this way. And he was observing me. And I was waiting outside until he left. So I went to my accommodation. And the next day I was just walking and I was feeling so weird. And then this man just appeared. And he was telling me, you want to come to my place to see my plants? And I was like, I don't even like plants. Like, tell me about food or something. And then he was like, he can play guitar. And I was like, nice, like, I'm happy for you. And he was like, why don't you want to come to my place? My mother is there. And then he touched my hands.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my God. And this is Malta?
Yes.
Wow.
So I felt so weird in this moment. And then I said to him, sorry. He turned around. I run.
Like, I'm getting out of here.
And I didn't go to my accommodation. I told her I would be there in 10 minutes. If I don't come, call the police.
Right.
So this girl was waiting for me in front of the door, and I was fine after.
Oh, good. Okay. Was it Airbnb?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was fine after.
Okay, good. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yes.
And I think what's interesting about that is, like, on the one end, you're okay, right? You know how to move about by yourself. But on the other hand, it's just like, why are people so weird?
Weird.
Like, plants? No, I don't want to see your plants, sir. Go away.
And also not your guitar. I don't care. He was even telling me if I want to eat dinner with him. And I was like, no, my husband is waiting for me, like, right there.
Oh, my goodness.
And, like, he didn't care. But the thing is, he looked really cute.
Mm-hmm.
But my vibe was like, I don't think he's a good person.
Yeah.
And I trust these vibes. So I was like, no, not even going out for dinner.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing with traveling by yourself is, like, being able to trust your vibes, you know, like being able to...
how you feel to trust this feeling.
Yeah.
Also, I had where was it? Orlando, a bad experience last year, like in December was. A man came with his car and he told me if I want him to bring me somewhere. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I just want to go to the airport. And then he went all the way around. 5 minutes later, he was there again and telling me, you don't want me to bring you to the airport. And I was like, no, I don't want to. And he was like, you want to see my ID? I was like, I don't want to. And he was like, why don't you want me to bring you to the airport?
Oh my God. And you said that was Orlando?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's like, why can't men take no for an answer and just keep it moving?
This is so scary, but I learned from this experience.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing.
Because if you're confident, keep saying no and you don't act like no.
Yeah.
Then they leave you alone after a while. Or if you feel like you have to run, then run.
Yeah.
Yes. But so after me being like, no, I don't want to, he was like, okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah. I don't understand why no is just not the answer.
Yes. So when you travel alone, you have really to trust your feelings and you have to be strong saying no.
Yes.
This is the most important thing ever. Then you will be like fine.
Yeah. I've got to agree with that.
And if a place feels weird to you, don't go there.
Yeah. I got to agree with that. I went to Morocco and I felt like it was so much safer than everybody had said. Like, I was expecting all of that you just talked about. Like, I was expecting people to be calling behind me, guys to be like, you know, kind of cornering me a little bit. But I actually didn't have any problems at all. Like, the only thing I kept hearing was Jamaica, Bob Marley.
Oh my God, Rihanna, Beyonce, you name it.
Yes. And I love what someone just said in the chat. A woman's world is intense sometimes. It is. It really is. And I think that's the thing that's missing. Like, when you're looking at travel guides or just like, you know, just a general travel information on TripAdvisor, like, no one ever talks about what it's like for a woman to be traveling, because men, no matter where they are in the world, America, Malta, they don't understand no. And it's only 2 letters in the word.
But I have to say, Malta is a very safe country.
Overall, okay, that's good.
Like, really, really, really safe. And maybe the man was not bad, but my feeling was telling me he's bad. Yeah. So I prefer to trust this feeling, even if he was not.
Yeah, absolutely.
I prefer. But yes, Malta is one of the most safest countries in the world. So
he's
that
one off.
Yeah, he was just weird.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense.
But people like this are everywhere. Like even in Germany, so it's not a reason for me not to travel.
Yes. Now, you know what? When I went to Germany, I went after living in Abu Dhabi for, I think I'd been there for about 5 months by that time, because it was around Christmas time. And it had been a long time since I had seen a regular city, because Abu Dhabi and Dubai is so clean. And like,
very clean.
It wasn't that busy yet. Like, there's no homeless people on the street. Everybody looks like, you know, just clean and refined. And, you know, even the workers, they have on their suits or their uniforms. And I got to Germany and I was like, I almost forgot what the real world looks like. Like, Abu Dhabi is like a bubble. And Germany was like, oh, this is like, oh, there's a homeless man over there. Okay. I know, it's weird.
Sorry.
It's so weird. I was just like, oh, this is like a real city.
Have you ever been to Switzerland?
No, never. It's
you should.
Really?
I live in Zurich right now, and it's so clean.
Really?
Like, the people are so nice. The streets are so clean. I'm impressed.
Are there a lot of Black people, kind of mixture, or not at all?
No, not a lot.
Okay.
But what I like about Switzerland, like Zurich, they don't really care. So the people are just nice to me.
Okay, that's nice. That's good.
Yeah, like I'm having good experience here. I'm here for 6 months already, and most of it just positive.
That's what's up. I love to hear that. I really, really love to hear that.
Please come to Switzerland. You will love it.
Like, that has been on my list for a while. I mean, how cold is it though? Is it like unbearable cold, or just like?
Like, I'm now in Zurich. It's okay, but in Lauterbrunn, I felt like I'm in the freezer.
Oh my God. So when does it start like warming up a little bit? How much does it even warm up at all? Like, how much
in
does it
the
warm up?
mountains? I don't think. But here in Zurich, and maybe in March, it will be warmer.
Okay.
Yeah, like around March.
Is it like warm, or is it like 60 degrees?
I don't want to lie. It's warm for German people.
Okay. That's right. Yeah, see? That's a different kind of warm than a Miami warm.
Yes, I have to be honest, right?
I love it.
You can come around July and August, and it's really warm.
Okay. But not hot, just warm.
No, it's even hot for me.
Really?
July, August, yes.
Okay. I remember when I first got to Abu Dhabi in 2010, I walked out of the airport with my glasses on and they fogged up immediately, and that had never happened to me before. And I was just like, where did I just walk into? Because my glasses fogged up, so it was kind of like a weird, like, what just happened? I'm taking off my glasses. I can't see with my glasses off. It was something else, but I never expected
it was something else. I wasn't ready for that.
Oh my gosh.
When you go to the shopping malls, it's so cold.
Yes. Yes. They have it on freezing in there. And I'm just like, I still got to walk back outside. At least give me some kind of balance.
Yes. Really.
So where was the best place you've ever been? Or the best experience you've ever had?
Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, I had so much fun in Mexico. I didn't want to leave this country.
Really?
Yes, like I was in Holbox. The watercolor, wow. Ile de Mujeres, wow. Tulum, wow. I didn't want to leave this country.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
I was like I'm gonna travel to Mexico again this year. It's one of my plans, because I was like, I definitely don't have enough from Mexico yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if I would, you would do, yeah, Mexico is dangerous, Mexico is that. And I went there. They didn't tell me Mexico is fun.
Right. That's the thing, right? That's the part that people forget to say. Like, they'll say something is dangerous and they'll give you all the warning, but they forget all about the good stuff.
Yes. I felt so safe in Mexico.
Yes, I did as well. When I went to Tulum for about 3 weeks by myself.
Yes.
I was still working from home. I was just kind of like working from my Airbnb.
Yes.
But I would walk around. I got a bike for a week, and then I ended up getting a car. And I would just relax. Like,
it was absolutely fine.
Yeah, it was absolutely fine. The only time I had a problem was when I went back the second time and I was driving around.
Okay.
And it was for a weekend. It was me and 3 other girls, and we were in the car. And we got pulled over for turning on the blinking green light. And I'm just like, I know the blinking green light is not a yellow light. It's green, blinking green, then yellow, then red. But they pulled us over, kind of, stiffed us for $100. Like, well, give us $100, we'll let you go. But When I was by myself, though, I had no problem. But I feel like when I was with a group, that's when they were like, "Oh yeah, let's see, let's try to figure out how we can get some money off of them." But
That's how they do it, right? Like
right,
like Mexico does it, Turkey, Angola, like they do it.
Yeah, because why not? It's tourists. I mean, they don't know.
They don't know.
Oh,
so
man.
If people tell me reasons not to go to Mexico, and then I'd be like comparing like countries like Turkey, Angola, because I have also been there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Mexico is more dangerous, but you have to just be careful not going out in the night alone.
Right.
Don't trust too many people. Like,
right.
Just be careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't bring yourself in dangerous situations.
Yeah.
Yes, interesting. But have you been in Istanbul, or where have you been?
Istanbul. So that was Istanbul. That was where the Blue Mosque was.
I was there as well.
Yeah, so it was only a couple hours, probably about maybe 4 or 5 hours tops, because it was layover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to say I went to Cappadocia and Istanbul, and in Cappadocia the people are so lovely.
Really?
It's like completely different than Istanbul.
Oh wow! And that's where the hot air balloons and all that is, right?
Yes, right.
Oh my gosh, I have to get there.
Yeah, it was a very different experience than Istanbul. I've been twice to Istanbul. Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
They were like, we get breakfast for free. A taxi driver picked us up for free, like almost the whole day after. And I was like, wow, is it so nice?
Like whole different vibe. That's a whole different vibe than what I got in Istanbul.
Yes, like.
Really? Have you been to Morocco yet?
No, but it's on my list.
Okay, I'm curious to know how similar it is to Turkey. So
me too.
Yeah,
my list is long.
Yeah, yours and mine both.
Our lists are long.
Yes. Oh my gosh, there's so much I want to see, and just so much of the world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
I cannot get enough.
Would you visit somewhere twice?
I went to New York twice. I went to Miami twice. So
I know you went to Miami twice.
I went to Italy like 7 times.
Oh wow! I thought I was the only person who went to Italy. Like I don't even know how many times I've been to Italy, but Italy was the first place that I went outside of Trinidad. Because of course, with my family, I always went back and forth as a little girl to Trinidad to visit family. But it wasn't until my junior year of college that for spring break, I was like, one of my friends was studying abroad, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to come during our spring break, and I'm going to come to Florence. And I fell in love with it, like the food, the atmosphere. Yes.
And cheap, right?
Yes, it's very cheap. I think that was the first time I recognized how cheap traveling could be once you finish with the flight. So the flight was the most expensive part, of course. But then once I got there, I was like, that's it? This is how much I'm paying for this, and I'm full? You know, and they want to feed you so much. And I'm just like, but I'm full.
Oh my God, not ready for that.
Right. In America, you're paying an arm and a leg for like a half of a hamburger.
America is expensive.
Oh my gosh. What was your experience like with that? With
Miami. I was like, so you all pay all this money for food? How do you live?
Oh my gosh.
Like really basic food. And I'm like, seriously?
Yep.
Even the supermarkets are really expensive. And I was like, wow.
Yep.
Because I live in Switzerland, and Switzerland is also expensive, but I felt like sometimes Miami was even more expensive.
Yeah, like it's great for a few days, but after a while, I was like, all right.
I'm like, ooh, now it's starting to hurt.
Same thing with New York. Like I grew up in New Jersey, like right across the bridge from New York, and I used to always say, oh, when I grow up, I'm gonna, move over to New York. And then it just hit me like by the time I was probably a sophomore in high school, that I was like, I'm not moving to New York. It's so expensive.
Oh, don't do that. Don't. But the supermarkets in New York are so cool.
Yes, they are.
I've never seen supermarkets like this before, to be honest.
Really?
Yes, I was
what
like,
was
really
different about it?
Like, they have like this off-cooked meal.
Oh yeah.
And then you can get the it's a bowl, and you can mix all this food like Arabic food, like, and then you have all this salads you can mix. We have something like this in Germany as well, but the choice in New York is like, who cooked all of this?
Right.
Do you cook this every day?
Yes. Because there's always this mindset of having a little bit for everybody, I guess, you know?
Yes.
So a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Even Arabic food in the supermarket, I was telling my friends, and she was like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm New York."
Yep. I can see that. It's just like that down here, like in Atlanta. You like
Yes.
there's some certain places like Pont City Market.
Yes.
Yeah, where you just have all these different types of foods in one place, and it's like, oh, okay.
Like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna eat all of this?
I love it. When you're traveling, every country that you go to, they have their food, and then you try it, and it's just like, that tastes nothing like what I was eating back in America. Like, this is what it's supposed to taste like? This is amazing.
Yes. This is what I'm experiencing right now in Switzerland. I don't like the food here.
Really?
Oh my God. It's
what
really
is your
bad.
specialty?
I don't even know because I tried. I don't know. I think they also don't know. No, they know. Once I tried like some meatballs with spinach mixed with rice. And I was like, why would you mix spinach with rice? We eat it in Germany with potato.
Oh, wow.
And I would look like for the basic German food, and it's like expensive, really expensive. And I would ask the people, oh, I'm looking for this. And they'd be like, who does eat this? Like, who? Everything tastes salty in this country. Like, everything tastes just salty.
So where do you ever go and find Angolan food, or can you find Angolan food?
Yes.
How is that? Like, do they do it right? Do they make it right?
Like, my auntie has a shop here, Flavor with Harmony it's called, and she cooks perfect.
Oh, lovely. That's what's up.
She's the best cooking. And I'm like, yeah, she's my auntie.
That's what's up. If all else fails, you know you can go to your auntie.
Yes, she's the best.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So how many languages do you speak?
To be honest, maybe 5.
Oh my God.
But
I was thinking it, and I was like, okay.
But I'm so shy.
Huh?
But I'm so shy.
Really? What are they?
Like, I speak Lingala, it's an African language. Then German, English, Portuguese, Spanish, and I learned French at school.
Okay.
But I'm like, I'm not going to speak this language with nobody in this world.
Why not?
Like, I told you before that I speak English with German accent, so I don't feel comfortable speaking to people.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because of my accent, yes.
Yeah. I mean, you sound fine to me. I thought it was so funny when you were like, hey, I have heard. I was like, oh, girl, I know.
But you know what? In Mexico, my Spanish was lit. I was
really?
Like,
okay, I see you.
I had no choice. I had to speak Spanish to the people. Because they were like, no English. And I'm like, I want to go back home or no? So I have to speak. I had Spanish at school 2 years.
Oh, okay.
And to be honest, I know how to speak it, but I'm really shy and don't feel confident speaking it. But if there's no other option, I speak Spanish. Yeah. And if my friends are not there, I speak Spanish because my friends are the one laughing about me speaking Spanish.
I think that's amazing. Like, that is one of the huge deficits, I guess you can say, of just American culture. Like, we speak English and that's it, you know? But, like, no one has the opportunity to, or not, shouldn't say opportunity, like, no one really speaks another language well, you know? Like, I mean, if they're from somewhere, obviously, yes.
Yes.
But we don't study it the way we should, like, just so we can connect with other people. Everybody just expects everyone to speak English here. And it's so unfair.
You only speak English?
Yeah, I only speak English, but I can speak a few words in French, a few words in Arabic, especially because I learned French in school.
Arabic, wow.
Only from living in Abu Dhabi. So I used to sit on the carpet with the kids when the Arabic teacher was teaching until it was English teacher time. And I would just learn my alphabet and, you know, sing the songs with the kids. So there's some words I can understand. I can kind of get by.
Yes. How old were the kids?
Huh?
How old were the kids?
They were kindergarten. Yeah, so like 5
I
years
also work
old.
with kids. Yes.
Yes. So they were learning like the basics. I was like, okay, I'll learn the basics with them. So I can read a little bit of Arabic, but I don't know what I'm reading. I could sound it out, but I don't know what I'm sounding out.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yes. And the little bit of Portuguese that I've learned it from Duolingo, my app. Yes. And a little bit of Spanish I've also learned it on Duolingo. So
Do you feel
I would
confident
love
speaking it?
language. Say again?
Do you feel confident speaking it?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like I'll say 1 or 2 words, but you know what? I can understand it sometimes. Like I'll hear people talking.
Yes.
If I've been around for long enough, like when I'm in Mexico, for example, when I was there, probably after the first week, I was able to start understanding. But then I would answer in English, but I didn't know how to answer. It's like my brain wouldn't connect. Like, okay, now what do I say?
Yes. I was always telling the people my Spanish is really bad before telling something in Spanish.
Yes.
So they know what to expect.
Right. Like, let me give you a disclaimer.
I'm like, my Spanish is really bad, but ¿Dónde está la discoteca?
They understand that. I understand that. They know how to tell you how to get there for sure.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I think that's the joy of traveling, though. Like, even if you can't speak a language well, like being able to connect with people. And, you know, most of the time when you tell them, like, hey, I can't speak it that well, but I'm going to try.
Yes.
Like, they embrace that. And then they try with you, you know?
Yes.
I always appreciate that. That's what's up.
Then when I tell them I speak German, they're all like, wow, you speak German. I'm like, okay. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
It takes me nowhere, but okay.
Right? Like, you know, you're always, when you think of Germany, when you think of Europe, you just think of white people. You just don't think about like who else is there. You know, just like when people think of America, they think of white people. Because when I first got to Abu Dhabi, they were like, where are you from? And I'm like, America. They're like, no, where are you really from? And I'm just like,
oh, this question.
Yeah.
Oh, this question. It's like you get it every time you travel.
Yeah. You get it too, right? Yes. Every time it's like, no, where are you really from? Like, why can't you just take my answer and just be done with it, sir?
Yes, they don't believe it and be like, where are your parents from?
Mm-hmm. What do you do? Do you tell them or do you just kind of shrug them off?
Yeah, I tell them my parents are from Angola, but I grew up in Germany.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's so interesting. It's like automatically people see Black people and they know that they can't be from anywhere else in the world other than Africa. And it's like, generally, that's mostly true. However, we're spread out everywhere. Some by choice, some not by choice, but we're everywhere.
Everywhere.
We have all these different experiences, the whole 9 yards. But it's so interesting because when I think of Europe, I think white. And I know when people in Europe think of America, they think white. You know, it's just like, where are we in everything, you know? Yes.
This is what I experienced when I went to Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I sat to train and I was like, where are they all Black? I didn't know. I wasn't ready for it. I was just looking at them and sharing on my Instagram. Oh my God, look at these people, making videos of them because I was impressed.
Yes.
Because nobody tells me if you go to Atlanta, you're going to see a lot of Black people.
Yep. Atlanta is blackity black. Now outside of Atlanta, it gets a little sticky outside of the metro area. But Atlanta is definitely blackity black.
Yes, I was really surprised. I didn't know it before. Nobody told me.
Yeah. It's very, very black. And then the immediate suburbs, like the East Side, DeKalb County, and all of that, just Black communities, like great Black communities.
So cool.
Yes, it's so crazy to think about. Where in Germany, like where do most of the Black people live? Do they tend to live like all spread out or all together?
I think all spread out, but I noticed that in Cologne, a lot of Black people live there.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed this, but also in Berlin, we have a lot compared to other cities in Germany.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because it's a major city.
Yes.
See, and I think it's interesting because like here in America, I feel like we automatically self-segregate. And then you have all these little communities that are like black. And then there's white people over here.
Yes, but really great experience was for me traveling as a black woman. A lot of people, they don't really care. They care more about you traveling as a woman. So when people talk to me, it was like, you are black and traveling. We're like, you're a woman? Are you alone here? And I was like, no, I'm with my husband. But why do you ask? Like, I'm a man. I would not travel alone to a country. And I'm like, what?
Oh, wow. That's
so for me, it was more like this, not even about the skill. It was just about the fact that I'm a woman.
That's interesting.
Yes. They were like this. You're all alone here in Mexico. I'm like, no, I'm not alone. My husband is right there.
That's the key, right? Always being like, no, there's somebody else here. Someone else is here. Yeah.
You know what I did in Tulum? Someone asked me, are you alone? He was like, no, this black man, that's my father. And then I went to him and was like, yo, Dad, are you ready? And he was like, yes, wait a little bit. So he was just acting with me.
Oh, that's what's up. See? Family. That's what we do.
He was just acting like me. I was like, yeah, wait like 5 minutes. And I was just standing next to him. And then I was like, what are you doing? And he was like, yeah, my daughter's waiting in line for this big sign, like this, how it's called?
Oh my gosh. I'm glad you played along. That's what's up.
So if you're observing you, they will notice at some point nobody's coming.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh. You are a wise traveler. I'll definitely say that. Like, you're like everything that you do, you're just like, I'm moving and shaking. I'm doing what I have to do. And I'm watching people while I do it. I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank you.
How does your family feel about it?
Before they were like really scared and not happy about it because they were like, when will you get kids? When will you get married? What are you waiting for? What are you looking for in life? And now they're like, look at my child, she went to America. Now they're like this.
Yes.
Now my family is like sending me pictures and be like, go to Brazil. And I'm like, do I have to travel for all of you? I don't understand.
Yes, you do. So you are now the traveler for everyone.
Yes, you just send me pictures, say like, go to Brazil, go to Cuba. I'm like, okay, I will go.
They are now creating the list for you.
Yes, and always asking me, when are you going to Ghana? Everybody's going to Ghana during Christmas. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. So now they're so supportive and happy about it.
That's so funny. I think it's so funny how they change. Like, it's almost like we have to show them something different in order for them to be able to accept it. Otherwise, they'll be like, no, you're crazy. What are you doing?
Yeah, so. Now they're really happy about me traveling.
Yeah.
Like, because my mom never left Angola.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, wow, you're living my dreams.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That is awesome.
Yes, but awesome. She said she's scared of airplanes, so she's not ready to even leave the country with by plane. And then with COVID, it was a little bit difficult to leave anyways.
Right.
She was like, she's scared of airplanes.
Oh, wow. What is Angola like to visit? Have you been back to visit?
In 2019.
Okay. Oh, right before the pandemic. Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
Angola is a place to be also for parties.
Really? Now, see, Angola has been on my list too. I wanted to go to Angola for my 37th birthday.
Yes.
And then I ended up kind of like not going anywhere at all. And then I went last year to Guatemala, but it's still on my list as a birthday trip that I want to do. Because I saw some pictures and I'm like, Angola's gorgeous. Like, why is no one talking about Angola? Like, it's gorgeous.
If you go, tell me, I'm going to connect you to my family.
Okay. Yay.
Yes. Yeah. Why not?
Yay. Especially if you say your auntie is a good cook. That means I know somebody else is a good cook.
You should go to Angola.
What's the specialty dish?
Like, what I like to eat in Angola is like beans with rice and fried chicken. This is something we eat like a lot in Angola. Like, I eat it a lot.
Oh, wow. And that's just a simple meal. That's what's up.
Yeah, but the cook is so special.
Of course. Of course.
Even the fish in Angola. I don't eat really fish, but in Angola...
See, that was me last week in Antigua. I'm like, all I'm eating is this pan-fried fish. Like, this pan-fried fish is delicious. And they make it on the street. So I'm just like...
Yes. Yes. Oh, but something weird about Angola is, like, since you said make in the street, if you buy like a pork, you will see the head of the pork outside in front of it.
But see, that's usually when it's the best. That's when it's nice and fresh. That's the best. I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. If I can see the whole body, and I'm sorry, any vegans that are watching, but if I can see the whole body, I know that it's going to be fresh. It wasn't in a freezer, growing mold. And like, I can't eat shrimp inside of the United States. Anywhere else in the world, I can eat shrimp. And it's mainly because of whatever they're preserving it in. So whether it's whatever it's being preserved in. If I'm here and I eat shrimp, I'm going to break out. I'm going to start itching. But I can go anywhere else in the world and eat shrimp and not have a single problem.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Wow. Yeah. So if it's fresh and I can see the head, I'm getting some. Get your face.
Because for me, it was so weird seeing the face of the animal, and then everybody's eating, and I'm like, I don't want to eat it.
Aww.
But after a while, they convinced me, and I tried, and I was like, oh my God, it's so good.
Yes, that's when it's nice and fresh.
Yes. Wow.
When I was in Abu Dhabi, it was the same way with the lamb. Like going through different places and going to different weddings, and they would have like the whole like thing of biryani rice, and it would just be like sitting there, and then the whole lamb is like just laying on the rice, like. And the first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh, y'all just gonna lay the lamb right here?" Like,
oh my God, it's crazy.
But I tasted it, and it was amazing.
It was good, right?
Yes. And I'm like, okay, this is nice and fresh, and so much better than the meat that we get here in the United States that we pay $1 million for. I feel like, but much better.
Yeah, the meat in US was for me also
not that good.
Yes.
Was there anything that you ate that you did like here?
Burgers.
Really?
It's like the small restaurants where you just go and get a burgers where they just finished making, and it's like so fresh, a lot of cheese, onions. Now I'm hungry. This was so good because I think in Germany it's difficult to find a good burger place.
Really? Okay.
And it's so small in Berlin. In America, it was so big, like my head maybe.
Yes. Like, I like burgers, and like I have to be in the mood for burgers. Like I like them, but I don't like them. I don't like them because they get so messy because they're so big. So if I'm eating like a good burger and it's all over the place, then I'm like, I don't want it anymore because now I can't keep it together. The bread is falling off, this, that, whatever. I don't know why I can't, like, I can watch other people eat a burger. I'm like, how do you keep that together? I can't do it.
I cut in the middle.
Well, that's true too. Yeah.
That's what I do.
That does help. That definitely helps, especially when they're big. But I don't know what happens. Like, for whatever reason, the bread, the meat, everything ends up all over the place for me. And I'm just like, I give up.
But I think the burgers are so special for me because it's like really far away from home. Mm-hmm. So when I'm in America, I'm eating it and I'm like, oh, I really enjoyed the small places in New York. And in Germany, the burger tastes a little bit different for me.
Yeah.
And I can eat burgers in Europe whenever I want.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
So for me, it's just special in America, and here's basic.
Yeah. And see, when I was in Frankfurt, walking around and seeing all the little the street food with the sausage, like that was amazing for me. I was like, oh, I want the sausage that's hanging up there. Like that was like, ooh, let me walk around. And then it was just kind of like a plate with sausage and like random sauerkraut, and that was it. And I was satisfied. I was like, this is delicious.
What?
Look at your face.
Interesting.
Yes, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And then like all the little Christmas markets that I was walking around, like that was the first thing I would get: the wine, the glow wine, and the sausage. And that was good. Like that was dinner for me.
After moving to Switzerland, at some point I started looking for the sausages. Mm-hmm. And in Switzerland, they're like really expensive.
Oh, wow.
Like really expensive, but because the people here, they don't really care about it. It's not Swiss food.
Yeah.
So when I was asking the people, where can I buy it? They were all like, what? They don't know. Not even the names they know.
Really?
Yeah.
And I feel like it's right there, like right up, like you share a border, right?
Yes.
Wow.
And they didn't know about this. And I was like, hey, we did potato and you eat this and this. And they're like, why should we do that?
Like that was not their thing at all.
Why should we do that?
Well, Amelia, it has been amazing chatting with you tonight. I'm so glad you joined us and added to our conversation. Oh my goodness.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I mean, of course. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much that I want to be able to connect with other Black women. I like the idea of traveling Black women being like globally traveling Black women all over the world. We're up, we're traveling, we're seeing.
I love it.
Yeah. Because when we travel individually, we don't see a lot of ourselves, right? We don't see each other. But just to know, to sit back at home and be like, actually, no, there are other Black women traveling, just maybe not the same time as I am, but they are. And
they are.
I want to connect.
That's what I love about Instagram, because I see like a lot.
Yes.
Of Black female travelers, and I'm like, they're also doing it.
Yes.
And they're so supportive, supporting each other.
Yes. It just warms my heart. Like, I'm just like, oh, I love it. And I love that we're from all these different parts of the world. Like, families from Trinidad, I'm living in America. Your family's from Angola, you're living in Switzerland. Talking Drums, we talked on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Her family's from Ghana. She's living in the UK.
I saw it, like, I watched the video after, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? And like, she's like curating trips now. And I'm just like, this is amazing. Like, it's just amazing.
This is doing good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you have an amazing night. I know it's after midnight now, and it's only 6 p.m. here. So the evening is just getting started.
Yes.
Well, have a great one. Thank you so much for chatting.
Thank you.
And thank y'all for tuning in and sticking with us for the evening.
You're welcome.
Bye.